In Minnesota, two remarkable individuals have captured worldwide attention through their extraordinary lives. Abby and Brittany Hensel are conjoined twins who've navigated childhood fame, professional careers, and now adult relationships in ways that challenge our understanding of independence and partnership. Their story took an unexpected turn when news emerged about significant developments in their personal lives, sparking intense public interest and raising profound questions about privacy, autonomy, and what it means to live authentically. From television to teaching, the sisters first gained widespread recognition through television appearances in the early 2000s. A documentary series followed them during their university years, showcasing their daily routines, academic pursuits, and social experiences. Viewers witnessed how they coordinated movement, made decisions together, and maintained distinct personalities despite sharing one body. The program revealed Abby's preference for mathematics and direct communication style, contrasting with Brittany's artistic inclinations and more reserved nature. Audiences learned about the remarkable coordination required for simple tasks others take for granted. Driving required both sisters working in perfect synchronization, with each controlling different functions. After the cameras stopped rolling, they deliberately stepped away from public attention. They pursued careers as elementary school educators, a profession requiring the same teamwork that had defined their entire existence. This transition from media personalities to private citizens created a void of information that would later fuel speculation. Understanding their unique biology. Medically classified as dicephalic parapagous twins, Abby and Brittany possess two heads and upper bodies that merge into a shared lower body. Each has her own brain, heart, and stomach, but they share certain vital organs below the chest. This configuration means both individuals experience separate thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations on their respective sides. Their motor control exemplifies extraordinary neural adaptation. Each sister commands one side of their shared body, Abby the right, Brittany the left. Walking, running, or performing any bilateral activity requires unconscious coordination that most people cannot comprehend. They've mastered complex physical activities through this partnership, from athletic pursuits to operating vehicles. When they were born, medical professionals presented their parents with the option of separation surgery. However, the likelihood of both surviving such a procedure was extremely low, and even success would have left both with severe physical limitations. Their parents chose to keep them together, a decision that allowed both daughters to thrive rather than face uncertain surgical outcomes. Now in their mid-30s, they far exceeded medical expectations for their condition, maintaining active, healthy lives through physical activity and mutual care. The choice that shaped everything. The decision made by their parents decades ago fundamentally shaped who they became. Faced with medical advice suggesting separation, their mother and father asked a simple but profound question. How could anyone choose between two lives? Growing up in a small Minnesota community provided crucial protection during their formative years. Rather than being treated as medical curiosities, they were simply two sisters who happened to share a body. They attended regular schools, participated in sports and music, and maintained friendships like any other children. This environment taught them that their worth stemmed from their character and abilities, not their anatomy. They weren't raised to view themselves as disadvantaged or limited. Instead, they learned to see their situation as simply the framework within which they would build their lives. Early media appearances established them as symbols of resilience, but also created public expectations about who they should be. The contrast between their childhood image and their adult reality would later contribute to public shock when personal news emerged. Navigating adult responsibilities. Entering professional life presented unique challenges. After earning individual teaching degrees and certifications, they secured positions at an elementary school. However, they received a single salary, a decision based on the reasoning that they occupy one classroom and teach one group of students. This arrangement sparked debate about fair compensation. While administrators viewed them as one employee, others argued that two distinct minds providing different perspectives, monitoring students simultaneously and multitasking in ways impossible for a single teacher, deserved greater recognition. The sisters approached this pragmatically, acknowledging the logic while noting their unique value. One could lecture while the other assisted individual students or managed classroom dynamics, a level of multitasking no solo educator could match. Legal documentation presented constant challenges. They each required separate driver's licenses after taking individual tests, despite their coordinated driving method. They maintained distinct social security numbers, passports, and legal identities, reflecting their status as two citizens sharing one physical form. These bureaucratic battles represent the unglamorous reality of living in a world designed for individual bodies. Every system interaction requires explaining, negotiating, and often creating new precedents. Love, marriage, and privacy. In recent years, information surfaced that Abby had married a military veteran and nurse. The marriage, which occurred several years ago, only became public knowledge when documentation was discovered. Because legal systems prohibit polygamous arrangements, only Abby could be listed on official paperwork, though both sisters are obviously present in the relationship. This revelation sparked intense speculation about logistics, fairness, and ethics. Some questioned whether such an arrangement could work, while others debated the morality entirely. However, these discussions often overlooked the most important factor: the sisters' own agency and consent. For over 3 decades, they've negotiated every aspect of existence together. They've developed communication and boundary-setting skills that most people never need to master. Any relationship one enters necessarily involves both, and their system of mutual decision-making didn't begin with romance. It's been their entire life. When photos appeared showing them with an infant, speculation intensified further. Due to their shared reproductive system, any biological child would genetically belong to both, regardless of legal documentation. The sisters acknowledged the attention with characteristic humor on social media, but declined to provide detailed explanations. Standing strong against scrutiny throughout the public attention, they've maintained remarkable composure. Their social media responses combined defiance with humor, essentially reminding observers that conjoined twins have existed throughout history and their lives, while unique, aren't aberrations requiring public approval. They've asserted their right to privacy regarding personal matters, pushing back against the notion that their childhood television appearances entitled audiences to unlimited access to their adult lives. Their message is clear. They are human beings deserving of the same respect and privacy anyone else expects. The ethical debates surrounding their choices often miss a fundamental truth. They're not seeking permission to live authentically. They're simply living, making decisions based on their own values and desires, just as everyone else does. Their journey from childhood celebrities to private educators to individuals building families demonstrates that extraordinary circumstances don't preclude ordinary dreams. They've proven that partnership, in its most literal form, can be a source of strength rather than limitation. As they continue writing their story on their own terms, they remind us that humanity comes in many forms, and every person deserves to define happiness for themselves.